Yes. Morning, gentlemen. So what should we have today, inshallah? What's our plan?
I think Unit 10.
Starting Unit 10.
Starting Unit 10.
Yes.
Okay. So could you please remind me what did you study last lesson?
About review in the restaurants, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Grammar
Writing.
focus too.
Yes, writing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, writing a review about a restaurant you have visited recently, right? Have you done this? Did you write your restaurant review?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So inshallah, Shabab, today we should start a new unit, Unit 10. Take care. What does mean take care?
اهتم في نفسك.
Yes, look after yourself. Take care. Be careful. So what should you learn, inshallah, in this unit? Here, as usual, we start with grammar focus. We have two grammar points. The first one, past continuous, and the second one, use the to. So how to use past continuous? I think this is not new for you. You already finished this verb tense. But in this unit, we should explain further details about how to use past continuous and how to use used to express your past habits. So this is really important for your B1 level. For vocabulary, accidents and injuries. So in this unit, you read about and hear about and learn more accidents and injuries it might happen to you. And what should you do just in case? How to give first aid to yourself or any person you know.
Yes.
Feeling ill. Also, you learn a lot of new health problems you might experience. For speaking, choose the funniest story. The funniest story. What does mean funniest? Yes, from funny, right?
Funny.
Which story makes you laugh? Okay. For language live, you're talking about health time words in a narrative. So you should write at the end of this unit also, you should write a narrative. A narrative here means a long story using time words. After that, then next, at the beginning, at the end, and so forth. Right? So for vocabulary, let's start with vocabulary. Accidents and injuries. What does mean accidents and injuries?
صدمات
حوادث
وإصابات.
Yes.
حوادث وإصابات.
Exactly. يعني إن شاء الله ربنا ما يجيب حوادث لكن this is normal. You may have accidents at home, accidents at school, or anywhere you go, you might have an accident or mishap. What does mean mishap?
What?
Mishap. Mishap. Do you know how? Mishap.
Mishap.
Mishap. Mishap. Yes, mishap, like if you are unlucky when you go into your school in the morning, a bee stings you. تخيل كده انت رايح الصبح مدرسة وفي امان الله فجأة نحلة تيجي تقرصك او تعمل لك a bee stings you. So this is a problem. This we call the mishap. Mishap. انت ماشي في امان الله فجأة اتخبطت في باب او رجلك راحت في ده we call it mishap. Okay? Right? So when do you get first aid? Have you heard about first aid?
No.
Yes.
Have you got a first aid kit in your house or in your school?
What's first aid?
Medic.
Yes, first aid first aid إسعافات أولية.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so before seeing a doctor or going to the hospital, you should have first aid. You should have
Yes.
first aid, right? So when do you give first aid? Who can give
Yeah.
first aid? What is
Like,
the first thing you need or do you do when giving first aid? What
If you had an
second
injuries.
thing you do? So please, I give you a minute. Read about the first aid and answer the questions. Read
sure.
about this, please, quickly. Shabab, are you done?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Yes. So what's first aid?
First aid is
It
the
is
help someone when they are ill or injured.
Ill or injured, right?
Yeah.
Before doctors arrive.
All right. Yes.
Type. Who can give first aid?
Someone who's around you, you know.
Yes. Ordinary
Yeah.
people. Who
Yes.
are ordinary people? What does mean ordinary people?
Like people who are trained to help.
Ordinary people like us, like everyone who is not specialist. يعني الناس العاديين، ناس طبيعيين. We are not doctors. We are
Okay.
not doctors,
Yes.
right? But if you have someone
Yeah.
in a problem, you should help him.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
امبارح عجبني
Okay.
جدا مقطع شفته بالصدفة يعني أعتقد يوتيوب في تركيا شاب بياكل حلاوة أوكي ففجأة اتحشرت حبة حلا في زوره مش قادر يتنفس فزمايله حبوا يساعدوه طبعا بيموت الولد يعني في شافوا من عامل بلدية عامل تركي بلدية فجه بسرعة عمل فيرست ايد للولد للشاب ده عمله طبعا مسكه بطريقة معينة من الخلف وضغط على ظهره بحيث ان الولد قام طارد قطعة الحلم وانقذ حياته يبقى العامل البلدية ده
Nice.
ordinary people يعني ما هو متخصص بس فاهم ازاي يقدم فيرست ايد وانقذ الشاب بعدها مباشرة يعني شوف الولد جالس يسلم عليه ويبوس راسه ويشكره الناس كلها تشكره اللي انقذ حياة الشاب فعلا فاهم؟ This is what we call first aid right؟ طيب
Right. Yes.
if they are not trained someone who gives first aid could save your life as I told you like this what I mentioned the janitor the Turkish janitor helped or survived the young man's life okay طيب what are the first aid rules يا شباب number one is what is the first rule of first aid
Yes, teacher.
يلا يا إبراهيم. The first rule is
Yes, teacher.
yes, Ibrahim.
The hello, teacher.
Yes, Ibrahim, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the first rule?
Person out of danger.
Exactly. Get the person out of danger. يعني ابعد الشخص ده عن الخطر.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
this could mean also trying to stop bleeding. What does mean stop bleeding?
Yes. Stop. يوقف النزيف.
Exactly. Or moving the person away from the middle
نزيف,
of a
right?
busy road. Yes, that's right. Okay. So moving the person away from the middle of a busy road.
Okay.
Okay. طيب, the second rule, you need to get help quickly. طبعا السرعة هنا مطلوبة يا
Yes.
شباب.
Call 999.
Okay. And
Yes.
of course, you need
Okay.
to call emergency 39 or 999 here, 999 or 112 to get an ambulance أو الإسعاف. Okay. طيب, now,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
accidents and injuries in the box do you associate with each photo? Look at the photos and the injuries or health problems in the box. Can you please match them to the photos?
Okay.
Give me the page يا شباب again, please. 85,
88.
88, yes. Can you please match the pictures to the problems in the box? Break your arm, cut your finger, burn yourself, get a bee sting, get a rash,
Why burn yourself?
faint. What does mean faint?
Faint.
Faint.
Wait.
اغمى عليه.
Oh. Faint. Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
what does get a bee sting mean?
Yes.
Like,
هذا لدغ المحلى.
aha.
Okay. Have you ever got a bee sting?
No,
No.
teacher, I haven't.
No. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Get a rash.
Okay.
What does mean a rash?
Get a rash.
السرعة.
No. rash ده حكة يعني.
حكة.
يكون عنده حكة في الجلد. هذا اللي يقعد
أها.
يهرش يعني. يكون عنده زي حساسية أو شيء. Get a rash. طيب. Picture 1.
A guy cutting a tomato. Chopping a tomato.
Cutting your finger.
Yes.
Okay. ممكن
Okay.
يجرح ايده او صبعه هنا. طيب.
Yes.
The next one.
Burn yourself.
Burn yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this one, a bee sting.
Yes. Beast.
لدغ
Yeah.
النحل.
Yeah.
And what about strawberry?
Strawberry.
You may get a rash. Get a
Yes.
rash. Some children, when they eat or drink strawberry
They get
juice, they get rash. Yes. الطفل يقعد يشوف عنده حكة أو حساسية. Okay. Because he's allergic to strawberry. عنده حساسية من الستrawberry.
Okay.
And this person
is I think faint, right?
maybe faint.
I think
Yes,
faint.
maybe faint. Yeah. طيب. What should we do if? Yes, please go to exercise 3A. What should you do if you cut your finger? لا قدر الله.
Stop bleeding, right?
Yes, stop bleeding. طيب you burn yourself on a hot pan. Burn yourself on a hot pan.
Pan
Burning
teacher.
What?
What's pan?
pan حلة.
pan هذا حق eggs.
حلة يعني.
Yes.
حلة.
Yes.
هذا
حلة أو
الشيء
إناء.
الأسود.
Container. Pan. How you cook food? You need a huge
What?
pan or a small pan to cook food.
You can, for example, cook an
أواني
egg.
يعني أواني. Yes. أواني للطبخ. Hot a pan. A hot pan يعني a container. A hot container while cooking.
Yes.
You
مقلاة
burn
صح؟
yourself. Yes, like this maybe, yeah. But المقلاة this is يعني صغيرة. Okay,
Yes.
but pan is larger than the fryer.
More.
The fryer, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Someone faints. What should you do if you burn yourself on a hot pan? Any ideas?
No.
Go to shower.
You can use ice, or
Yes.
use cold water. Pour
Like
cold
use-
water on your hands, for example. If someone faints,
Call the ambulance.
okay, for sure, yes, you should
First,
call the ambulance. But before
you
calling
can
the ambulance,
do
you should,
something like oxygen. Yes.
okay, maybe oxygen or some people who experience diabetes. الناس اللي
Yes.
بيسموهم عندهم السكر احيانا يقولوا
Yeah.
حوت حاد يغمى عليه فعطيته
Yeah.
بس تشوكلت او اي شيء حلو
Yeah.
في فمه خلاص بيفوق كم راوند على طول بيفوق. اوكي
Yeah.
لذلك الناس مرضى السكر في الغالب بيكون في مخبأه او في جيبه تلاقي فيه اي تشوكلت اي شيء سكريات. اللي معرض يفينت في اي وقت ممكن يروح بدون ما يحس. لو هو ادرك ممكن بسرعه ياكل تشوكلت خلاص مش هيغمى عليه. لكن اذا ما قدر يساعد نفسه انت شخص فاهم تبحث تشوف. okay like this to give him the first aid. طيب someone breaks his arm.
That's it.
You can't help him.
Yeah.
You can.
طيب a bee stings you. You get a rash on your face after eating strawberries.
Rush to the hospital.
Rush to the doctor.
طيب okay. So now يا شباب, yes, I think both of you need to train how to give first aid. That's why this unit is really useful for you.
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of this unit, you should be able to give first aid to anyone you know at school, at a house, even in the park, everywhere you go. Okay. Here we have some solutions from A to J. Right? Can you please match the solution to the health problem? Number here, A, for example. Put burn in cold water. Put the
Get
burn
ice.
in cold water.
Get ice.
Which problem? Choose 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2. You burn yourself on a hot
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. على طول. طب إذا ما عملت كده عملت كده تخيل أنت
you
جيت
get burned.
يس خلاص هيصير عندك المشكلة أكبر. يبقى عندك سوالين، يبقى هينتفخ الجلد وهيبقى تورم وتسلخات مشاكل. لكن لو رحت جري بسرعة put the burn in cold water خلاص ما صار شيء ولا تحتاج حتى تروح لدكتور. خلاص انتهى الموضوع.
Yeah.
طيب another one. Try to stop the bleeding by pressing on it.
This is
Wait one.
If you cut your finger.
Oh yeah. Yes.
If you cut your finger أول حاجة هتعملها stop bleeding. هات
Yeah.
نشاف او اي شيء اضغط عليها يكتم الدم الحارق. اوكي بريس اضغط عليه كده خلاص. طيب wait for him to come round. wait for him to come round يعني ايه come round؟ يعني
يجي
يفوق.
جنبك.
يفوق يتنبه يعني. اوكي which one؟
What teacher?
wait
Uh,
for him to come round. ها
what does it mean?
3 يفوق. if someone
Yeah.
faints. إذا شخص قدامك أغمى عليه خلاص ما تحاول تفوقه ما تحاول تهزه.
Why?
فاهم؟
Oh,
ليه
yeah.
ممكن تضره.
Yeah.
wait for him to come round. اطمن بس إنه في مكان آمن. he is comfortable ويسيبه لما يفوق له حاله. okay.
Yeah.
طيب phone for an ambulance. phone for an ambulance. which one?
Someone breaks her arm.
Yes.
maybe yes someone his arm. maybe fainted. someone fainted. okay. right.
Yes.
that if possible don't move the person or his arm.
Oh, I think bleeding.
Also, don't
No.
move person or his arm.
don't move the person. ما تحرك دراعه.
Oh,
I think this is someone
faint.
breaks.
yes
no.
someone breaks it. don't move his arm. طيب stop eating strawberries. you may be allergic to them.
Rush.
yes rush here.
Rush.
number 6.
Yeah.
right.
Sick.
طيب don't put a plaster on it. don't
Plaster.
put a plaster on it.
What's
عارفين
plaster?
البلاستر. عارفين البلاستر هذا اللزق الطبي.
Plaster?
Oh,
ايوه يقول لك هات
بلاستر.
لزقه طبيه اعطيني لزقه طبيه هذا بنسميها بلاستر.
لزقة.
yes
Yeah.
don't put a plaster on it. don't put a plaster on it.
I think
I think a bee signs you.
exactly a bee stings you.
Yes.
خلاص
Yes.
ما تحط
Yeah.
عليه a bee. don't put ما تستاهل بلاستر هنا. that
Why
if
not?
it is a deep cut see a doctor. if it is a deep cut see a doctor. deep cut يعني جرح عميق. في الحالة دي see a doctor. which problem?
What? Don't put. Yeah.
if you cut your finger هذه number 1.
Yeah.
if you cut
Yes.
your finger and the cut is deep you need to see a doctor. don't put cream or anything on your skin. don't put cream or anything on your skin. ما تحط شيء على الجلد.
Allergic, right? Wait.
Mhm.
Yeah, 6, right?
maybe 6 yes maybe 6 maybe number 2 if you burn yourself on a hot pan.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
okay or a bee stings you.
A bee stings you.
okay. so you can use in different situations here. phone a doctor if you feel dizzy or breathless. feel dizzy يعني تحسي بالدوخة أو breathless مش قادر يتنفس. breathless.
Breathless.
Like someone faint? No, faint.
yes
Someone
here
faint?
faints. yeah 3. or maybe a bee stings you. a bee stings you.
Right.
أحيانا في ناس لو نحلة لدغته بيفقد الوعي. okay because he is allergic to this. طيب make sure he is comfortable and in a safe place.
Yeah, someone faints.
Yes,
someone faints. طيب another one. if the area becomes swollen put some ice on it.
burn yourself.
swollen يعني منتفخ ورمان يعني.
Oh, cut your finger.
A bee stings you.
Exactly, a bee stings you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, thanks.
Okay. Now listen
Okay.
to a nurse giving her answers to the questions. تعال بقى نسمع المتخصصين. Not ordinary people. What should we do in these situations? تعال نشوف and compare our answer. Ready to listen?
Yes.
Yeah.
What should you do in these difficult situations?
Unit 10, recording 1. 1.
If you cut your finger, the first thing you should do is try to stop the bleeding. You can do this by pressing on the area. You could also put your finger in cold water, then keep it up above your head. Obviously, if it's a bad cut and quite deep, you should see a doctor or go to hospital.
2.
Well, if you burn yourself, don't put butter or oil on it. That is the worst thing you can do, actually. You should cool the burn down, so put it in cold water for about 5 or 10 minutes. If it's a bad burn, you should cover it loosely with a clean cloth. Don't put a plaster on it. And then go to hospital.
3.
If someone faints, you shouldn't pour cold water over their face, and you certainly shouldn't shake them and try to wake them up. You should just leave them to come round. And of course, yes, make sure they are comfortable and not in a dangerous place.
4.
If you think someone has broken their arm, then the first important thing is don't move them. I mean, make sure they are warm, comfortable, and out of danger, but don't move them, if at all possible. Then phone for an ambulance as quickly as possible.
5.
If a bee stings you, you shouldn't put a plaster on it. Just put some ice on it or put it under cold water. Normally, that's all you need to do. Sometimes people have bad reactions to bee stings, though, so if you feel dizzy or breathless or anything, you should certainly phone a doctor quickly.
6.
If you get a rash after eating strawberries, it may mean you are allergic to them, so stop eating them, and the rash should soon disappear. Don't put cream on it, but if it gets worse rapidly, you should speak to a doctor as soon as possible, as you might have a serious allergy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, let's listen again, and I stop one by one. Okay, and what should we do in in 6 different situations? Let's listen again, and this time, please give full attention.
Unit 10, recording 1. 1.
If you cut your finger, the first thing you should do is try to stop the bleeding. You can do this by pressing on the area. You could also put your finger in cold water, then keep it up above your head. Obviously, if it's a bad cut and quite deep, you should see a doctor or go to hospital.
2.
Yes. Shabab, now what should you do if you cut your finger?
The first thing is you have to stop the bleeding
How?
by pressing on it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And And also you can stop it by cold water and put
Okay,
it above your
cold
head.
water. Excellent. And put it above your head.
Yeah.
And what, Ibrahim, what should you do if it is a bad cut or a deep cut?
I think you should wait like 10 minutes for long and something cold, right?
Okay, but if it is a bad cold, a bad hot, a bad cut, or deep cut,
Yes.
if it is a bad cut, what should we do?
I think you can call the ambulance or use the thing, wait.
Okay.
You can use
now,
a
yeah,
sticker or something like that.
plaster.
Plaster.
Okay, and you should see a doctor. Or
Yes,
call
you should
the
see.
ambulance.
Yeah.
Right. Situation 2.
Well, if you burn yourself, don't put butter or oil on it. That is the worst thing you can do, actually. You should cool the burn down, so put it in cold water for about 5 or 10 minutes. If it's a bad burn, you should cover it loosely with a clean cloth. Don't put a plaster on it, and then go to hospital.
What should you do if you burn yourself on a hot pan?
First, don't near to butter or oil.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't put water and oil on it. Don't.
Okay, don't. Yes, what should you do?
Use the cold water for 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Exactly.
10
Cool it
minutes
down.
or 15 minutes.
Yes, cool it down. Should you put a plaster on the burn?
No, you shouldn't.
No, you should use a loose, clean cloth. What does this mean, loose, clean cloth? يعني قطعة قماش نظيفة.
Clean cloth, yes.
اوكي ما هو بلاستر لا يعني لوس يعني قطعة قماش وتكون فضفاضة ما تضغط عليها بس غطيها كده. طيب situation 3.
3.
If someone faints, you shouldn't pour cold water over their face, and you certainly shouldn't shake them and try to wake them up. You should just leave them to come round. And of course, yes, make sure they are comfortable and not in a dangerous place.
Yes, what should you do if someone faints, Ikhwan?
First, don't move them.
Yes.
And
don't shake.
make sure
ما
they
تروح
are
تهز
Yeah.
Yes.
And keep them away of danger.
Okay, good. What else?
Keep them away from danger.
Yes, great. And they make sure they are comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Should you pour cold water on their faces?
No. You should.
No, never do that. Never do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Next.
4.
If you think someone has broken their arm, then the first important thing is don't move them. I mean, make sure they are warm, comfortable, and out of danger, but don't move them, if at all possible. Then phone for an ambulance as quickly as possible.
What should you do if someone breaks his or her arm?
First, don't move them.
Exactly. Yes.
And call the ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure they are comfortable and they are away of danger. Right?
Yeah.
Don't move. Yes, great.
5.
If a bee stings you, you shouldn't put a plaster on it. Just put some ice on it or put it under cold water. Normally, that's all you need to do. Sometimes people have bad reactions to bee stings, though, so If you feel dizzy or breathless or anything, you should certainly phone a doctor quickly.
What should you do if a bee stings you?
You shouldn't put a plaster on it.
Yes.
You should or you shouldn't?
You shouldn't.
Exactly. You should not put a plaster on it. Yes. What else?
And you should put cold water or ice on it
Yes,
too.
exactly. Yes, this is
Yeah.
normally. But
Yeah.
what should you do if you feel dizzy or breathless?
You should rush to the
You should, yes, you should see a doctor. You should phone a doctor and speak to a doctor, or maybe you should call the ambulance. Okay, next, last one.
6.
If you get a rash after eating strawberries, it may mean you are allergic to them, so stop eating them and the rash should soon disappear. Don't put cream on it, but if it gets worse rapidly, you should speak to a doctor as soon as possible, as you might have a serious allergy.
Yes, what should you do if you get a rash on your face after
stop eating
strawberries?
strawberries. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And don't use the cream.
Don't use the cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
with the doctor.
if it gets worse, you
Yeah.
have to call the
Rush.
ambulance. Rush
Yes,
to go
and
to the doctor.
exactly, you should see a doctor. So now you should have here how to deal with how to give the first aid in these 6 different situations. What about you? Have you ever had something like that? And what did you do? And has anyone helped you? You or your friends? Any one of those?
Yes, a friend.
What happened, ya
He
Ibrahim?
got
Yeah.
faint. He got faint.
Okay. Where? At school,
The school.
or in the school? Yes.
When
Has
he was
anyone
playing
helped
football.
him?
Yes.
Yes. How did they help him?
I don't know. They moved him a lot. I don't know why.
Okay. So
They let him sit down the chair and drink some water.
okay, good. Did they try to wake him up? Or
Yes.
is it right or wrong?
I don't know. I didn't see, but he wakes up.
Okay. Yes. Okay, Shabab. So I hope this useful for you and you are ready to give first aid in some situations everywhere. This is for Allah. Give first aid for anyone you know or even you don't know. Okay. And help him to rescue his or her life. Okay, Shabab. So inshallah Rabbil Alameen, in our next lesson, we should start Unit 10 Grammar Focus, Past Continuous. Any questions?
No, teacher, thank you.
Thank you very much. Stay safe, take care, have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Okay.